All right, we are in the Redwood Cup tournament. So I played. So these are brand new holes. These are the Sequoia Creek holes. I played. I played. They came out on Thursday, and I played. I streamed for 5 hours on Friday, and I got a bunch of holes. But I played all weekend long, and I still never got holes 1 and 2. So I never. I got this hole during the stream, but I never got it afterwards. So let's just kind of go through the holes. I'm going to go, we'll play these. I've got very limited notes. Feel pretty good. I did get like holes down towards the bottom, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got those holes a couple times and was able to post some videos on them. But these holes up here at the beginning, I just did not get them. So let's get on it. So this hole right here, I know if you got an extra mile 8 or 9, I did get this hole one time, I think, on the stream. There is a way, if you bring out a big enough ball, you can go from here up through this area and try and get on in one. So it's either going to be a bounce here, bounce on this little island, get over to the green, or it's going to be a bounce here, second bounce, rough bump, then try and bleed out to the green. I'm sure that there is a way to go around this way, but it's more than likely going to be a layup shot somewhere out in this area. But trying to get on the green in one, this is definitely going to be the route over here. It's probably going to take a big, an overpower shot with a Titan or a Kingmaker. But if you've got a bigger power ball, you may not have to do any overpower on this shot. So let's go see what I've got for ball inventory. Let's get that turned off. See how many times I can push that and get it going. Let's see what I have for balls that I can bring out and practice today with. I am intending for this to be a practice round, so I don't want to burn too many of my. It does look like, just by going, it does look like there's, man, we could definitely go through some ball inventory in this particular course. It looks like at least 3 of the holes we've got could be legitimate Power 5 balls, if not more. And, thinking 5 balls on a hole, this could be one of those tournaments that we can go through 15 to 30 Power 5 balls. And I've got, and I don't have, I think altogether I don't have 30. There's 17 Power 5 balls right there. I'm definitely not using those snow globes. Those things are like super. I mean, whenever snow globes come out, you need to buy an inventory of them, because on the holes that you need a snow globe, you need a snow globe. Got 2 of those. That gives me 19. I think maybe one of these up here is a Power 5 as well. There's 19, 20, 21. So I have 21. I think these are Power 4s. I think these are Power 4s. So I have some Power 4s, and I have a few Power 5s, but not enough to roll me through. I believe these are also Power 4s. I'm going to take a Power 4 ball on this and see what it looks like with a Power 4 ball, and I'm definitely going to take my number 1 bag. Extra mile. All right, let's go out there and check it out. So I'm going to make some notes here. I'm going to put down extra mile. I started off with a Power 4 ball. I have 0 notes. I shot some videos. I got a little bit of a understanding of what I'm going to do on some of these holes, but I have no clue. No big master plan. This is starting the week off pretty much at ground zero with a blank piece of paper. And this is not uncommon with how I usually start my weeks off. It's usually just a blank piece of paper. I will go back through and look at some notes from previous tournaments, but it's mainly just about clubs. I don't worry too much about elevations and all that. That stuff comes usually as the week goes on. So I need a couple, just a little teeny bit of power here. About 2.5 rings of power. So it's 3/8. There's 1, 2, 3, 8. I'm going to put that power back in it, and that might be just enough power for me to get this shot done. Isn't it perfect? Let's see if that was enough to get me over there. I like it. I think the way that the wind's blowing right there, and I've got a note here on my note sheet. My teammate Johnny, Pats fan, put up a thing. So on the drive here, it's plus 20%. So I should have did. That's why I ended up in the sand. So I should have did a plus 20% to keep me on track over here. So that 20% is going to be super vital. Otherwise, we're going to end up getting blown off to the right. So in that case right there, it would have been closer to 2.5 rings instead of a little less than 2. If I can use the wind instead of having to put on overpower, that's going to be big. Because it's really hard to determine like what is 2 rings of overpower. I don't like that at all. From this distance, the wind is definitely going to play a factor. Go right off the outside edge of the cup. Isn't it perfect? See if I got my wind adjustment right. In the hole! Eagle. That is not the way that I wanted to get an eagle on there. I'm going to be on in 1. I definitely think it's possible. If you've got I think a power 5 ball right there is definitely the way to go. Because I don't think you'd have to put on any more overpower than just rubbing up against the nubs. But with a power 4 ball, you could use the wind. If you're 2.5 rings short, you can put that 2.5 rings back in. I'll have to go back and watch this video to see like where the bounces were. But it looked like putting that wind back in, I was on track other than my trajectory line. And it's going to be super important that we do the plus 20% there. Very important on that drive. We definitely want to over adjust for that on that drive to get us going in the right direction. All right, that was hole number 1. I think that's the second time I played hole number 1, so I will continue to work on that one. That's one of the things about getting these holes. It's too bad because in the real world, you get Wednesdays to practice around. You actually get to go out and do it. It's too bad that Playdemic doesn't have one day, like Sunday or Saturday or one day before a tournament when they got brand new holes where when we play that tour, that's all we get are those holes where we can really go out and practice those holes. They don't do that, but it would be nice if they did. All right, that was hole number 1 of the Redwood Cup. That's hole number 1 of Sequoia Creek. Thanks for watching.